Hi folks, Dr. Bob. You know, the number one reason people get sick is their diet. It all comes down to your diet. Like I do a ton of supplements every day, and it's good to just put things in your body that really don't taste good, but you can put them into your body, you can consume them, you can supplement them, but it really comes down to your diet, and really for me, a lot of it comes down to eating meat. And before I forget, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave your comments. I don't see enough comments from people, and I love the interaction, so don't forget your comments. I eat it exclusively from the plant world, almost 100%. I don't eat meat, I don't eat fish, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat eggs. The reason is because there's really no need for it other than, well, I'll get to that. But here are the top 6 reasons I don't eat meat. Number 1, the higher you eat on the food chain, the more concentrated the toxins are. So you look at an animal, it's maybe a cow and it's been around for many years, and they've had hundreds if not thousands of meals through their lives. Well, they're concentrating all those toxins into their body throughout their lifetime. So the higher you eat on the food chain, the more concentrated the toxins are in that animal. You can even look at fish. The larger fish, for instance, if you look at like tuna, they're very old compared to other fish, and they concentrate a lot of mercury into their body. So I would avoid that as well. Number 2, what most people don't know about meat is that in all animal protein, really, proteins come together with amino acids, and they get hooked together with peptide bonds. And then when you want to eat them, you put them into your body. You got to get rid of the peptide bonds. You take the amino acids, and then you form them into protein chains that the human body requires. When you cook the animal protein, and we always cook our animal protein, you destroy these peptide bonds. And so this long, complex chain of amino acids, they just kind of turn to mush. Well, that's very detrimental to our health. Therefore, if you were to eat raw meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, you wouldn't have this problem. But we always cook our animal protein. There's only a couple examples, for instance, like sushi. People eat that, raw fish. But other than that, we always cook all our animal protein, meat, fish, eggs, or dairy. And then you destroy those peptide bonds, so that's not healthy. I'm a vegan, number 3. I'm a vegan, and all the animals that you eat are vegans. I don't eat meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, and neither do beef, neither do chickens, neither do fish, neither do any other animals that we commonly eat. We don't eat carnivores. We eat animals that are herbivores. So where do they get their flesh? Well, they get them from eating from the plant world. So the idea that I'm not strong, or I'm not getting protein, and by the way, where do I get my protein? Right here, spirulina and chlorella, 2 types of algae, the strongest foods in the world, 60% protein. That's what I eat. And so I eat from the plant world. Would I want to eat, if I could, from the animal world? I probably would, but I haven't eaten meat in many years. There's no need for it. So I just kind of stay away from it. So that's a really good way to just kind of avoid the idea you need to eat meat. They're all vegans, and I'm a vegan, and all the animals that you eat are vegans. That's kind of the way I look at it. They're a middleman, by the way. You're eating the animals that have eaten the plants. They eat the plants, and then you eat them. They're a middleman. You could just eat the plants directly, but you don't want to. And I'll get to why we eat meat. It's a very simple answer, but I'll be at the end of this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Of course, another reason is know the source of your food. When you go into the supermarket, you're not sure where that meat came from. It came from a slaughterhouse. Well, you don't know where, you don't know what country. They've been importing meat from Brazil and from China for many years now. Some of it may be good, some of it may be terrible. But if you go to your local place where they actually raise the cattle, they raise the chickens. I know of several places around here. I'm in Michigan, and they do this, and at least you know the source of your meat. You know where it's coming from, but you don't know where that meat came from in the supermarket. And when we're talking about fast food places, you have no idea. And that, by the way, is not just one animal when you eat a burger. That is hundreds, maybe thousands of animals that have been all churned up into one, meat patty to make your hamburger. So know the source of your food, very, very important. The reason is, of course, cloned meat. They've been cloning meat now for, how long? Maybe a decade or more. We had this Dolly, this little sheep that they cloned. Well, they approved, eating cloned meat back in the early 2000s, and it's been out there ever since. So you don't know where this meat is coming from. You don't know, again, if it's cloned meat or if it's not. And if you don't have a problem with eating cloned meat, you should eat cloned meat. If you don't have a problem with eating meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, that's what you should eat. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to tell you what's healthy. And always remember, all disease in the end comes from our diet. You can supplement with all these things. You can think of all these things you want to do. It's all about living on a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, and primarily a raw vegan diet. I've been a vegan now in a diet and living on a raw food diet almost 25 years. It's hard to believe. I eat a lot of fruit at lunchtime, and then at dinner I have a big salad. But that's the way I've been eating for many, many years. Now, why do we eat meat? Well, we like the taste of it, and we've been trained to eat, meat and fish and eggs and dairy our entire life. This is what we grew up on. We learned it from our parents, the people we trust the most, our grandparents, the people we trust the most. And, my parents always said this is good and this is good and healthy, and meat is some of the, the most nutritionally dense foods in the world. It really is not at all. Now, you can live on meat, there's no doubt about it, and especially if it isn't coming from a store. But the idea that you need to just eat meat, fish, eggs, or dairy because that's what makes us healthy, I'll go back to the animals you eat are not carnivores. They're vegetarians. They're vegans. They don't eat meat, fish, eggs, or dairy. All these animals, they just don't do it. So my suggestion is, of course, if you're going to eat meat, like I said, go down to a local farmer where they raise the meat and you know where it's coming from, or go hunting. Get a gun, get a bow and arrow, go out and shoot a deer and shoot an animal and bring it back, and you'll find there is no chronic disease in that animal. You will not find chronic disease in the wild, ever. Okay, nobody has ever shot a deer or a muskrat or a squirrel or any other kind of animal and found chronic disease in it. You'll find infectious disease in the wild, but you will not find chronic disease. It only exists in human beings and the animals that we domesticate. So you're going to find it's a totally different experience when you eat the meat that comes from the wild. It may taste, quote unquote, gamey. It may not taste like really the nice kind of meat that you like, and we're back to taste. If you just don't care about the taste of your food, just go eat, venison. That's the deer from the wild. Go eat that, but people don't eat it because it doesn't taste good. It's not the really good stuff. So anyway, hey folks, this is what I'm just trying to tell you, is that I eat from the plant world. I'm a vegan, and I'm healthy. I'm 67 and still doing really well, and really can, beat the pants off of most guys my age because they don't live on the diet that I live on. So that's my take for today. This is the number one reason that people attack me, is because of meat eating, but, well, so be it. Honestly, you can't believe how vitriolic people get about eating meat. I don't care what you eat, but I do want you to be healthy, okay? And this is how I stay healthy. Dr. Bob, I'll see you next time.